Conversation with the fur trader is interrupted as Malaclips arrives in a flurry. The whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of West Wind, is suffering against the Blight. A small garrison is meant to be protecting the town, but apparently they are all either dead, missing, or drunk. I've travelled far to escape the oppression of the Empire. West Wind gave me my freedom, and I intend to return the favour. West Wind sits on the outer edge of the Empire, while the Emperor focuses on the capital. Its nobles and merchants, those at the fringes, are neglected. Sorry, just give me a second. Turn down my TV. West Wind is a weird name. Whispers from the west. That's enough for now. Head to West Wind. Return to the markets and ask if any traders headed to West Wind might need an escort. There are three options. I'm going to go for a food wagon. A food wagon headed to the nearby waiting offers you a ride. They gift you some food in exchange for not taking you the whole way. Arrive at the town of West Wind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades.
They place themselves in these dire
positions, and then expect a hero to come rescue them when things become too much.
While patrolling the outskirts of West Wind, you hear the clash of steel and unmistakable groan of corrupted. Your investigation leads you to the stressed nobleman perched on the roof of his carriage. Thank the gods I was heading to tea with the Duke Gilbert when we were ambushed. My footmen left me here to fight them off, but the brawl has now dispersed into the forest. The noble peers fearfully at the tree line. If you stay here and protect me, I can pay. O great maker, thank you. You linger near the nobleman's carriage in case the corrupted reappear. Just beyond the trees you hear the blood-curdling sounds of combat. Screams and shouts echo long into the night. You wait, but no soldiers return from the battle. The nobleman climbs inside his carriage, curls into a ball, and sobs uncontrollably. You will not be moved or roused. You return to West Wind. What a baby.
The Empire reaches too far.
You find some Imperial
The
soldiers
North has gone from a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
Pay the free them or fight to free them? I want to fight to free them.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
I think my mic sounds alright, because I lost my good headset, which really sucked. Now I'm using the standard little one mic thing you get with the PS4, which isn't really the best, but oh well. There's Malaclips with his fancy hat. A magician, a jester, and a vagabond. When activated, Malaclips casts a protective spell on you that can block a single hit. Cool.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of it. I see it, fate and fade.
This little bit reminds me of Destiny and No Man's Sky, that little transition there. Equipment. Soldier sword. More food. Okay, 2 recruits. You use the recruits in the final battle, I believe. Arm wrestling. The Carnival of Strength travels from village to hamlet, searching for the strongest from all over the land. Each visit you will wrestle with only one opponent. Each win advances you to greater opponents and greater rewards. The second round of the competition, you sit opposite the aged frame of Huntley Toothless. He boasts about once being a silencer for the Thieves Guild. Dunzo. 12 on the dot. Excuse me. Huntley crumbles in defeat amongst almost instantly. You're lucky I'm not 20 or 30 years younger, he says grumbling. More gold. More gold. Take your reward from the purse on the way out of the tavern. When you return, you'll complete in the next round for a larger prize.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations.
I'm going to get the Bastion of Protection. Purification. Damaging defense against... Defend causes 30% of your weapon damage to attackers. Reduces movement speed by 10. Kinda sucks. Used to defend the block range enemies you can only be equipped with a one-handed weapon.
A shield in more ways than one. Here we begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
You arrive to find Westwind's few remaining soldiers huddled at the entrance to its poorest area, Louse Lane. We cannot let the corruption spread. For the good of the town, we must dispose of anyone who has been tainted, even a little. Join the soldiers. Join the fight against the corrupted. To another dimension we go. Blinding light. Zombies. Look funky. I like their green eyes and missing teeth. First touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. Let's go. Corrupted threat removed, you've ensured that these soldiers survive to aid the town's defense. More recruits. Soldiers help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption. One equipment from 2. Cardinal blade, please. Fire magical blades in 8 directions. When activated, blades cause 20 damage or 40 damage to corrupted. This causes additional damage to armor. Can repose between enemy combo attacks. Additional defense from shield is useful against enemies.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
Up or right? There you are. He wants a lemon cake. I did this one before, but I failed it because I suck. This time I won't fail. Follow through the song through the thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. Find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of the forest. It's been 12 winters since I had a visitor. I can't do a woman's voice, my voice is way too deep. The voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears. You may visit me when you are in need in a drone.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Continue. I have a signpost detailing a possible path east and west. Okay.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket and mage for fear of failure
a crowded street,
or
you pause
worse,
briefly to draw water
success.
from the fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. Fucking stealing my gold. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Wow.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure.
I think it's either
You
this one or
choose the
one
very
to the right.
stakes
I'm gonna go-
themselves.
Damn it, I knew it was the one to the right. That sucks.
Now your chance presents itself. At
Top
last,
West Wind,
stand
Town Hall
in the
is a large
defense
bell
of
tower.
the
It's used to
peasantry.
signal the day's end
What
for the workers in the
noble
mines and
credits you
surrounding
display
fields. Now
already.
summon West Wind's defenders. Do you wish to summon the soldiers you have recruited? Search for more recruits. Retreat from the bell tower in the West Wind and search for more recruits. General store. I'm gonna leave, I don't need anything.
Your companion has his own
You arrive at the
story
city
to
markets
tell.
to meet Malaclips.
We must wonder if this is a tale of a
Find him sitting on a
hero
blanket by the sewer
or a
gates. You
villain.
can't tell whether he's a goblin, a human, or an animate pile of greasy rags. A few wilted daisies and duckweed tied with a rope are flopped on the ground around him. Merrick. It's a weird... Oh, is it... It'd be like a... What's... No, not Mirelurks. What are they called? Murlocs. Reminds me of Murlocs. Malaclips calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favour to ask of you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises a hand to stop the bard's prattle. 10 gold first, you know that. I don't have enough gold. Goblin man looks affronted. Malaclips places a consoling hand on him. Don't be mad, she doesn't know about how our kind work. Merc crosses his arms and turns his back to you. Malaclips makes some soothing noises. Look here, Merc, we'll be back before you know it with the gold, okay? Alright, I'll quickly go back to the store and sell something. Oh, I can't go back to the store. Oh, damn it. Why? Hopefully we get gold from this other encounter.
They got themselves into this mess. I don't see why you should get them out.
I don't think I'll get any gold from this. Damn it, I should have sold my sword at the store. It sucks. I always miss out on the token. First time around. It's the second time around. Sorry, by the way, if anybody wants to see the start of the tutorial is kind of quick and easy and boring. From the frozen darkness of the far north they come. Northerners can perform a combo attack, use your post with single-handed weapons to deal extra damage immediately after you defend.
I see it! Fated fate!
Wrecked. Northern bastards. Watching. Nope. Divine Providence adds +2 to each of your dice during the dice gambit. Cool. More food. I'm just gonna go around. It's good that they made it so you don't take food anymore for going on tiles that you've already explored.
Another
The
chance
last
to
game, that was a
redeem
massive
yourself.
challenge. Like, if
Let's
you
see
had
how
already
you
explored the
handle it
tiles,
this
you used to lose
time.
the food each time you went on them, whereas now you don't. Which is quite good. Large bell tower, it's used to signal the day's end for the workers in the mines surrounding fields, but now it will summon West Wind's defenders. Do you wish to summon the soldiers you have recruited? Ring the bell. As night cloaks Westwind, you can sense the corruption rising from the shadows all around you. You survey any soldiers you manage to recruit. You've gathered a large group of soldiers to defend the town. He's hoping you won't need any more. It's fight to this far morning when Imperial reinforcements will arrive. Give a rousing speech. Inspired. I think it's this one. Ah, damn it. There's no idea. Soldiers appear unmoved by your words and remain tense and fearful. Okay, this is easy peasy Japanese, which is also a racist statement. I apologize to any Japanese viewers. I was about to say something racist, it's horrible. One of my friends is in Japan, actually, I'd like to go. Terror of Westwind. It's a bit weird. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the Terror awakes. Use Bash to break the Terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates.
With all these soldiers!
Damn it. Damage to this thing. New shield. And what is up with this fight? Oh, okay, so I gotta. There we go. That's what we do. Circle. Circle. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Right, over again. Oh. There's nothing.
A mighty creature of chaos fell by your power.
Flee, their spirits broken, the soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor.
Bloodshed,
you can rest until morning,
knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
Sorry that I'm talking over the dude. I just realized I should probably where does it? I'm gonna change these a bit. Subtitles. I'll try not to speak over him, but now you got subtitles.
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin.
Eating tree, hey. Old maiden. I think I'll play up until like level 4 or something.
As you play, you will find more options open to you.
Be a long one.
Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
Oh, actually, never mind. Go away. That one. Arm wrestling. Old maiden. This one. Well, I pointed at many trees, so I'm gonna grab that one. Cardinal Blade. Winter's Bane. Bastion. There we go. Start. Oh, I didn't read any of the stuff. Oh well.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate.
It said religiosity in the subtitles, but he said religion.
Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire.
Traveling deep into the
We
far
will
north
see
of
how that
diplomatic
story
mission.
ends.
While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it, I've made an exception. It will square my debt with the General Brandstorm and help open many doors for you. What do you say? Join Malaclips and begin the quest. Ask how you can help. As you know, I have a great many skills, but my swordsmanship is unlikely to hold up against Northern raiders. I know no one else who is more up to the task. Will you join me, he asks. There are many clans dotted around, but the supposed leader of them is the High Priestess who lives up here, there. Malaclips points to the top of the soaring mountain beyond, before you. Ask more about his mission. General Brandstorm instructed me to come back until I talk to the High Priestess of the North and offers the terms of the treaty, he explains. Will you join me? Excellent. Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malaclips. I've brought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we get hungry. 25 food. Oh, jeez. Malaclips shares a tidbit as you commence your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, you'd have a better chance at swaying her in our favor. With at least 6 blessings before meeting the High Priestess. Should I be doing voices for these people as well? I don't know. I'll try next time. Grit my teeth or something.
Not
rather.
every temple has
Temple
crumbled
prayers.
into the
Temple of
dust.
Divine
More's the
Providence
pity.
provides blessings in exchange for a simple gold donation. Thank you, donation. Oh, look at all this. Gambler's Banquet, Gold Zealot, Monk's Fatality, Beggar's Charm, or Long Shot. I'm gonna go with Monk's Fatality. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment gain cards to receive 5 max life. That's cool. Receive plus 15 life for every gold gain card you receive. Meh. Receive plus 4 food after every dice gambit. Meh. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map if you have less than 20 gold. Meh. Score the exact target value in a dice gambit to draw 2 equipment cards, then discard this card. I'm gonna go for Monk's Fatality. It's the first one I looked at. Leave with your new blessing.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
Yeah, okay. The climb becomes unbearable as ferocious blizzards sweep the mountain. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of the frostbite. Don't want that one on the far right. This one. Yeah. When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds of past. Malaclip forages for firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough. We can set up camp here for the night." Access the campfire at any time between encounters. Campfire can be used to consume food, trade, or review your mission.
Here's a token for you, if you can earn it.
Okay, so we've done this one. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, I don't have enough gold again. Poop. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
In the cold, men become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
Damn it. Relative to the sound of shuffling footsteps, you can barely make out the silhouettes of menacing figures who have invaded your shelter. Frost Trapper. What? There's no sort you want to be in such close quarters with. Come on, Malaclips, we can do this. Even though we're a bit low. Off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard of Malaclips. On the frozen plains, prey are few and far between. The keen eyes of a trapper see all. Trappers throws hunting traps that snare their targets. Use evade to avoid the traps or change. Move direction rapidly to break free.
I'm too handsome for violence.
He didn't say it. Dodge by doing heavy. Yeah. Ow. Fucking stressful. Triangle, I mean. Off the cliff he goes. Blizzard eases, the intruders make their escape. Malaclips forages for firewood, saying this log is dry enough, we can set up camp here for the night. Access the campfire at any time between encounters. The campfire can be used to consume food, trade, or review your mission. Just to see what it does.
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge.
I come in peace, he says. I make the pilgrimage to the High Priestess. I mean you no harm. Without waiting for approval, he slumps down beside you and warms his hands by the fire. In my youth, I once fancied a northerner warrior. She almost cut off my head when I serenaded her. Malaclips plucks a mournful note on his lute. Young love, hey. I can change my appearance at any time. Review mission. No, I don't think the High Priestess will take kindly to me, but that's you on the other hand. With your sword and sense of honor should be fine. Trade? Who am I? Oh, okay, so the pilgrim. Looks like that. Too much. I'm not going to be able to afford any food. I've got heaps of food anyways. Finish trading. Cook food. I'm not going to keep cooking food though. It's pointless. Break camp. So, oh, I suppose it's not pointless. You can save up some life before an encounter.
A lesson in caution awaits us all.
Up on the mountain, you can see the silhouette of a man approaching.
Truly wild nature will not tolerate fury
wind.
Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess?
Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of mountain goats. Goatmen. What on earth? Men who stare at goats. Relatively shitty movie. Fucking George Clooney, overrated actor, in my opinion. Shield. Ouch. Whatever, these men don't look like goats, even though they're wearing horned helmets. Ain't no goat man there. Imagine if there was a superhero or something called Goat Man. Fucking lame. Clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as the wall of white rushes toward the melee, sweeping away everything in its path. Gotta roll some dice. Ooh, baby. A triple. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock face as the avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscathed. Your assailant's weapon juts from the snow. As you near, you realize it's still clenched in his hand, his body buried to the wrist by the avalanche. Retrieve the weapon, dig him out. I'm gonna retrieve the weapon.
A remnant of the Templars and their religious
righteousness. The weapon from the frozen hand and continue up the mountain before the raider has a chance to free himself.
The mountain itself pushes
Sudden
you
blizzard
back.
slows your progress through the Mount Freydis. The bitter winds pierce your skin like shards of glass. I'm gonna turn back and make camp. Trade. Sell. I'm gonna sell my shield because it's not really that useful anyways. Finish trading. Cook some more food. Break camp. Go back a bit. Here we go. Give them the gold. Malekith step forwards and Merc counts the coins. Merc or bean. Bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. Merc considers Malekith's for a while.
That kind of information costs more than a few coins.
You sputter indignantly. I will require a test of skill from her. He turns and points at you.
Pick a flower and eat it.
The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malekith nods as if this was a fair request. Eat a daisy. Eat a forget me not. Eat the luminous purple flower. And a 1, 2, 3. Okay, it tastes like wilted lettuce with a hint of something like bitter medicine. Roll the discs. Re-roll. Roll again. Dunzo. To your horror, blood begins to blossom under your shirt. You pull it out to see that it's merely a superficial cut, but you wonder how it occurred nonetheless. Merc nods, happy with the results. He beckons Malekith closer. Of those of us left, you should seek Ira of the Veil. She may know something of the cure. Last I heard, she's hiding out in the...
Let us discover what the next chapter in our dear Bard's tale will be.
Oh no, not her. Malekith straightens his neck. Shoal nervously. Greasy goblin man giggles maniacally.
Yes, her. She'll likely eat your bones before she lets you speak.
Now, if you'll excuse me,
I have business to run with that.
With that, Malekith's associate turns away and hurls a bouquet at a shocked passerby. Flowers, fresh flowers, buy them or I'll eat your eyes. You gain 2 fame. I don't know what fame is for. But oh well, let's continue.
Will you push on, despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
Attempting to thwart you.
As you ascend the snowy Mount Freydis, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out of the chimney. Frail old lady sweeping snow off the path beckons you to come in. We've come in search of the great High Priestess to deliver an important message, says Malekith. You'd better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the High Priestess's good side. I'm fixing a batch right now, if you'd like a taste. If I've got it right this time, you can take it to her. she says, stirring the cauldron. Sorry for my poor reading at times, by the way, guys. I read a lot, but usually in my head and not out loud. It's actually sometimes harder than you think. Try being a teacher or something. I'd really test your skills there. Malaclips politely declines. I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward. Ooh, okay, a random one. I'm gonna go with this one. Failure! Far out. You take a sip of the putrid potion and feel your stomach churn. I knew I shouldn't have substituted the cloud berries for bog berries. She says, comforting you. Choose the righteous path and you'll find blessings on your way, I'm sure. You step outside of the blistering cold and continue up Mount Freitas.
A grand opportunity for you to take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
Another blizzard. Jeez. Yep. Another blizzard. Give me those successes, please. This one? Yeah. Malaclips forages. Yeah, whatever.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
The look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up and smiles, and a smile almost breaks out across his face. At least someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings upon the saloon doors and pushes you inside. Steel musket. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. Freshly invigorated barkeep hops onto a table and shouts above the noise. You lazy, drunken deserters are done. The Stewards Guild has sent an enforcer here, and now you're all going to have to get back to your posts. This town needs defending. One of the soldiers rises with a slight sway. We got 3 days until our shift ends, and we return to civilization. So we're not doing any fighting unless they threaten the supply of ale. Right, lads? I don't know how to pronounce that. Cheer erupts and beer tankards smash together all around. So why don't you take your shiny little badge and shove off? The barkeep turns to you. What are you going to do? Threaten. You suggest with menace that the soldiers should report to duty, or they'll report to the healer. Oh shit. Huge success. This one? No. I won't click on that. I won't be threatened by the likes of you, the soldier grumbles as he rises, followed by his friends. Still no one watching. All by myself. Ding, Watchmen, taken from the dregs of society, have elevated to petty positions of power. Watchmen can block greatly, reducing incoming damage. Use bash to open them up for damage.
Just once.
Ooh, a sword. That's cool. Whoa. Block the bullet with my shield. Impressive. Spin, reduce the speed of a wheel gambit. I haven't seen a wheel gambit yet. More food. As the soldiers fall under the yet another blow from your weapon, the leader shouts out, "Stop! Alright, we'll do our part. Just stop crackling our skulls." Cracking. Smashing! A little bit of Nigel Thornberry for you kids.
These tokens represent the expansion of the game. More options, more cards, more opportunities.
Come on. It's one of these two. Yes. Thief is nimble, but you manage to gain out on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel and apply an apples and attempt to hinder you. Oh, great, I have to do it again. This one? Yeah. Leap over the rolling apples and tackle the thief to the ground. The thief struggles to break free.
If you let me keep these here items and let me go, of course, I'll let you in on a secret, the thief bargains.
Accept the offer. You gingerly release the thief. "Do not worry about your stuff," the thief says as he dusts himself off. "Think of it as an investment. My name is Merrick. Perhaps I could teach you a thing or two, and if you prove yourself," he pauses. "Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meet me at noon in 2 days at the Market Plaza. We can talk more then." Merrick disappears back in the crowd.
Nicely done.
Going to go up. Arm wrestling, here we go. Opponent in the third round is Paralee, the brass hag. She touts herself as a fearsome pirate that needs the money from this competition to get herself a boat. Yar, Jack Sparrow. Wow, what an awful roll. Go again. No, I didn't do it.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
Paralee, a swift victory. Defeat in the third round brings a paltry reward. Back we go.
The mountain is unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.
Blessed Brew. Further up the mountain, the blizzard becomes so intense you can barely see the tiny cottage engulfed in snow. I've received word from my sister's hawk and have been expecting you. I may not be as skilled as her, but this blessing potion I've whipped up is my best yet. Do you think it's good enough to take to the High Priestess? She says, blowing the steam off of a simmering bowl of thick liquid. Remember how great it worked for you last time, says Malachus with a sideways glance. Alright, here we go. What I get? Combat boosts life to 75 when life drops below 25. Then discard this card. Hey, that's pretty good. 50 extra health. Take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm, fuzzy feeling flowing through your body. Looks like my recipe is a success. I'm sure the High Priestess will appreciate this one. Think the old lady and continue that Mount Freitas paying no heed to the brewing blizzard. Go down.
Strange things still exist. Do you not see the
planet.
beauty in this plant?
Escaping mouth looks more than
True
capable of
wonders
shredding you
still
into
remain.
pieces.
Treat it gently.
But at its base you notice something unusual fruit. You throw something, you may be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some fruit. Throw a piece of equipment to distract the mouth. I'm just going to keep my equipment. You look for something suitable on the ground to throw, but quickly lose your way in the mist. Ah, damn it. Oh well. Didn't have a token, so it doesn't really matter. These lizards do. Wow, that one hit me really hard. Come on, success. This one. Damn it, I got a huge failure again. To fight people. Oh my god, Frost Berserker this time. Triggered. By the way, this isn't my first video. My other one was like a No Man's Sky one. It was awful. For some reason my upload quality was just terrible, plus that game sucked dick anyway, so... Yeah, this is technically my first video, so let me know how I did, guys. I know I'm not the best by any means. I don't have a cool face cam, but it wouldn't be that interesting anyways. Regardless, fueled with rage and determined to destroy Berserker. Berserker's weapon are imbued with ice that slows their enemies' movements and attacks.
I hope this works!
Oh, whatever. What was that? Oh shit. Bam, stone. Oh shit. Yes. Ouchie mama. Ouchie mama. Sorry, by the way, my voice sounds pretty crazy. I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. A bit of a cold, I guess. I think I'll do the next level after this one and stop the recording for now. What? 2 out of... What happened to my other blessing? Oh, I used it up. Damn it.
With the least of notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
Cardinal Blade, for some reason, it shows that off. Cool blade, dude. Oh, there it is. It's falling down. Why is it only now just showing my blade? I got it ages ago.
Who dares venture? Now that's for the amazing Malachite and assistance.
Hey, more life. Just something I don't have. Clash of Steel rings out, echoing through the peaks, the mountains answer with a low yeah, whatever, we read that before. Roll, roll, roll your dice, gently down the board. Merrily, 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 like is like, blah, blah. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock face, yep. Dig him out. You brave the cold and free the raider from the icy grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and says,
You saved me. Though we are enemies by blood, take my blessing and leave me to my thoughts.
Heroic sacrifice. Prior to the combat with 2 or more monster cards. Optionally discard a basic monster card, but lose your companion for 3 turns.
Age turns us all. She has done rather better than I in the time that has passed.
Somebody's got food for him. One of the blessing.
Damn it.
Another blizzard. Anger and pain on the subway train. We know we do.
Now the confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
Enter. As you enter the great hall, the towering arch doors swing open with a heavy creak. A giantess in a velvet robe enters, accompanied by raiders. Malekith bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been set forth to discuss a truce between the Empire and the woman as Milady. So they send me a silver-tongued devil and his shield maidens, she smirks. I swear she wouldn't have a voice like that. I hope for your sake you have a decent offering. That's definitely how she'd sound. With only 3 blessings, what a pitiful effort. With a flick of her wrist, bolts of lightning strike you.
You still have a chance to defeat this mission, even if imperfectly.
Giles claps the sand ringing in the silent cold hole. Ha, the small thing survived it. Impressive, but if you wish to speak to me of a treaty, you must prove yourself against my champion. Loyal and relentless champion of the High Priestess, whose ever weapons are imbued with ice and so is. Let's go. Dude, I blocked those. Come on. Right through the heart, but you're too late. Oh, you hero, a bad name. Even though you failed to bring me your offering, I'm impressed with how you wield your sword. Now hear my terms. Our priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and wrath. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. Those are my terms, small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With that, you make a quick descent to relay the message back to General Brandstorm. So I could do that one again to try and get the gold token, I guess. But oh well. Can I skip? No. No, wait. Yeah, I can. I can do the Emperor or the Empress or the High Priest. Oh, okay, so I got... Yeah, I see that. So it's silver now. Alright, I'm gonna do the Empress. After this, I think I'll call it quits. Earn fame in order to wield the legendary weapon, Herthra's Ire. Villages on the northern outskirts are under assault from the northern raiders, defeat the mighty shaman who was leading their raids. Mighty hero, gain enough fame to wield the mighty Hethra's Ire. The raids, encounters with Northerners are common in these parts. Won that one, won that one. Do arm wrestling again. And let's do... we've got 5 more, so we probably do nearly all these. We're just missing one. Do all of them except for the pies one. That one was crap. Equipment. This one, this one. This one, this one, this one, this one. These two. Let's do Soldier's Sword. Start.
In this case, the Empress is a symbol, a leader of the northern clans, but not their only one.
But not their only one.
Alright, let's aim for the gold, boys.
Now we come to one of the new
Raiders have
nuances
destroyed our
of
village,
our
the Elder of
game.
Talos explains in a
The hunt for fame and esteem would not work for all players, but it works for you. I can sense it in you. Your pride, your skill. In time, we will learn all of you.
I think my mic's back on. They were sent by a dark shaman of the north. Shaman? They were searching for this. He draws a large warhammer from his cloak. Hethra's Ire. 'Tis the only weapon that will break the seal protecting their encampment. He hands you the weapon.
Anger is a powerful
A powerful
force.
strike that causes knockdown to a single target and backtracks enemies and causes stun. Bash causes additional damage to armor. Bash deals additional damage to armor. And this one they block. Susceptible to evade, give up post. Fame required. So I need 20 fame. The weapon is heavier than you imagined, perhaps weighed down by some hidden magic, preventing you from wielding it to its potential. You had to look straight in your eyes as though peering into your soul.
Not all weapons are for all men, only those who have demonstrated great acts of valor. Courage, and courage may bear Hethra's Ire. You'd do well to remember that.
Let's ask some questions. Ask what you must do. You must find the courage to wield this weapon and defeat the shaman before the 5th village falls. The village needs a hero. The town of Braidon is surely in danger and must be warned. Oh cool, so they actually revealed something. Ask about Hethra's Ire. The great artifacts require great heroes, he explains.
Never turn down the opportunity to aid others. Seek out greatness, and you'll be rewarded.
Ask about the shaman.
A twisted creature with great power, never seen on the battlefield, but I hear that she commands her warriors from their camp in the forest to the east.
Wouldn't she be like a seamstress or something? We sent our warriors to find her, but a magical barrier prevents anyone from entering her sanctum.
It is said that Hethra's Ire can break through such a barrier if she were attacked at a camp. These raids could surely be stopped for good.
Ask about the Empire. The Elder scowls.
Empire? What good is the Empire? Naught but tax collectors and carrion crows. 6 raids here this year, and not a soldier to be seen. So much for protection. They're less reliable than the worst of the gods.
What would you like to know? Make it quick. He just suddenly gained his own voice again. Stupid old man.
Begin your quest. Thank you, I trust the sacrifice of Talos will not go in vain.
Bows his head.
May the gods bring you good fortune.
I'm going to go left.
When the hero runs in, the villain takes their time to bait their trap. Be careful, lest they put you in your place.
Bringing on Bowler Northerners. Ebola. Oh, okay, it's going to shuffle this now.
I'll have you know my friend here is killed far better than you.
I got a bullet. Got a bullet. Search for spoils. All these are good. I'm gonna go for the left one. Tempo. Success for valuables, one of the Normans grabs you with his last breath and he runs his blade into your side. Whoa. Oh, so that was a bad one. Damn it.
Children.
Lost boy.
It's hard to conceive that either of us
Said the
were
voice
ever
fake, "Save
such.
boy." Unsealing your sword, you demand that they let the boy go. Our soldiers are unmoved by your threat. What could they possibly want with their lost boy? He's just lost. What is the time? Yeah, I'll definitely have to end it soon, because I'm going to have dinner.
Once again, good intentions end up with people.
Smashed. What are you doing in my swim? Worst Shrek ever. As you check on the unconscious guards, you notice the boy looking at you warily, as if sizing you up. Is he going to turn into an ogre or something? Reroll these two. Boom, 13, boyo. He fiddles with a little dried plant hung around his neck nervously. Okay, I'll tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our village and I ran with Mother. We got separated. He wipes some tears from his face angrily. But I'm not afraid. I'm a clan Cat's Foot. We are great pathfinders. I will find my way home. The boy tells you what he knows of the area. Ooh, cool. Thanks, boy. Not like it helps all that much. The small northerner boy refuses any of and all help. You can only wish him luck as his small form disappears into the forest. This will be a lot easier because I basically just have to do different things.
Wealth, through exploration.
Cartographer.
We have many
Traveling
lands
cartographer
to
in the process of
discover,
making
you
the
and
first
I.
full map of the Empire.
If you cannot make use of this, I will question your
It wishes
skills.
to pay you gold for information on areas you have seen in your recent travels.
I need to not know every stream or stone that lies from here to the capital. I'm sure whatever knowledge you can provide will be of some worth.
Cool. Cartographer listens intently as you relate what you can remember of the neighbouring areas. You spend several hours in his company until he is satisfied and that you have nothing else useful to add. What? Why didn't I get the token?
At what point does honor bend to pragmatism?
This will be a hard one. 14. And 6. What? Come on, dude. That's so close. I had to get a 1. Oh, she's a thiefy corset wielding blade. Well, corset wielding. Come on out, boys. No time to reach out as a group of bandits. Warrior, come out to play. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
You have to stop stabbing people! It always ends up like this!
I pressed triangle like 2 times. And that one was way too quick. Get tracked. He looked like he had a face. The thugs defeated you. Search their bodies for valuables. Easy peasy.
These are the choices that make the hero
This is the Empire 6
or the
mercenaries to battle
villain.
against corruption. You seek out the Watchtower where recruitment is taking place. Steel musket. You arrive in time to hear Sir Malifau's plan to wipe out the Paupers district.
The outbreak began there, and we cannot risk sparing any of their lives.
He says. Sir Malifau the Green leads the mercenaries to the Pauper district where the poor and sick have been waffled off from the rest of the city. As you hear the wailing of the corrupted, Sir Malifau gives his command a charge. Fight the corrupted. Find yourself surrounded by corrupted, you draw your weapon and say, out. That's the area from the train. Let's go, as Northern Line would say. Sir Malifau commends you for your bravery and offers you a reward. Goldy, gold, gold.
Let us see what the next town holds.
Dusk falls. Continue your quest.
Do not take lightly the mantle of fame. Being a figurehead is not without consequences.
To find it under attack from raiders. As the village burns, 3 brave farmers attempt to defend the last of the surviving villages. One calls out, "Please help me! We must stop these savages before all is lost!" You draw your weapon and rush to their aid. Let's go, farmers. Triangle again. There we go. Oh, you bastard. 38 health. Damn. I see in some fate and pain. Hello, guest. What's going on? I'm not sure if I have comments up, like, to see what you say. I think I might have accidentally disabled it, but I hope you enjoy the stream, or whatever you call this.
A useful tool.
Fire inflicts 40% less damage.
Magic.
Any number of rings can be equipped at one time. The surviving villagers rush to the farmer's aid and tend to their wounds. "Thank you, hero," they cry. "You have saved our people, but our sadly village is no more. Please accept this small token of gratitude." For fame. Oops, I might have just skipped a bunch of shit. Oh, I just left the store. God damn it, I had heaps of gold.
I am torn
Halt,
between
wild
my
humans. A
loathing
voice calls
for
out that a dozen
gnomes
small creatures
and
leap
my
from the trees
despair
around
that
you.
the world is becoming
Takes-
less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
And arcane.
It takes a moment to realize they are gnomes, dirty, poorly armed gnomes. A few hold spears, most have only a rock or a sharpened stick. "We seek arms to defend ourselves," a gnome declares loudly. "Hand over some of your equipment and we'll release you. We can even pay you something. I'll give you some food for a helmet," one of the small folk exclaims. "No, give me some armor and I'll give you a health potion," chimes in another. Gnomes all loudly shout their own offers, trying to drown each other out. Give them something. So I could give them Homer's Arthur. I'm gonna try it just to see what happens. You surrender the equipment to the gnomes, satisfied they offer payment in return. That might have been a really dumb move, because I just gave away the one weapon I needed. The gnomes retreat to the forest with their prizes and soon begin fighting over it. Did I just fail? The village is burned. Oh my gosh. That was so stupid. I'm gonna have to do that all over again. Oh well, whoever joined will be able to rewatch from the start now. So this is the 4th mission. I got a silver in the last one, 2 gold previous. The first one's like a tutorial, but you know, whatever. Let's go onwards. Onwards and upwards. Gain gold, gain food. That one's cool. Gain any, reveal map, trade equipment. I think I'll take back this one. Get this one. That's all good. I'll swap that around for axe this time. Alright, let's go.
In this
Let's slow
case,
down,
the
I
Empress
can't
is
believe
simple. A leader of the northern clans, but not their only one.
Oh well, bonus, extra footage.
I am I'm so much more of this world than ever I was when the game of life and death was my sole occupation.
Repeat all that stuff again.
If you fall in a trap once, you may blame error. To fall in the same trap again smacks of foolishness.
Party of Northerners comes to fight. Is there a way I can enable the comments? Broadcast settings. View comments. It's gonna load. Maybe there is no comments. Your audience can now access a community UI. Speak spectator comments. Comments are only spoken when the system language is set to English United States. Oh, he left. Oh well. Barely more than a woodchopper's tool.
I'm no happier to be here than you lot.
Helicopters killed him. Search for spoils. Getting 10 food. It's better than last time. Yeah, you'll find that too. I think I have to refuse him. I accidentally just accepted straight away.
You'll notice that my carriage does not stop for every distressed traveler along the way.
I expect you to get 14. It's ridiculous. It's like a 5, 5, and a 4 at least. I thank you. Now, if you would be so kind to give me all of your gold. Bring it on, Biash.
Whatever, I pressed triangle.
Oh my god, I pressed it again. I don't know if it's like the timing thing or whatever, but I press it and it doesn't work. Oh my god, I'm getting wrecked by this thing not working. Thieves.
Reminder of death. The singular is die, as I'm sure you know, and they are often called bones for the material from which they were crafted. Here, however, they may also bring a touch of life. Actions, of course, have consequences. You cannot think that the steps you have taken will bring a simple peace. No.
Scourge, that later. Winter's Bane or Humble Hammer? Winter's Bane. Perform a powerful strike that causes knockdown. The Northerners cause them the knockdown can be defeated by a finisher against Northerners or opposed deal time. I'm gonna use that one. Oh, it does less damage on my axe. Damn it. Oh. They surely mustering to raid the town of Terran. They point further south towards the riverbank. If you are a true hero, you will surely save them. With another village lost to the Northerners, you set out for the next town without delay.
At what age does a child lose their innocence?
I skipped that last time.
When do they become the enemy?
Offer to take the boy to the dungeon. Upon your greeting, the guards recognize you. Ah, hero, it's an honor. We would be grateful for your service. The outpost is that way. Point to the west, further into the forest. Lead the boy away from the guards. He glares at you with contempt. Let the boy go. 13. I got it.
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
2 more tokens.
The longest night. And a symbol of the deepest matters. You would do well to attend to the things that happen here.
The victory of light over darkness. The one night the Empire turns a blind eye to the outlawed use of magic. You join a group of peasants close to the fire, taking a sip. The woman beside you offers a goblet. You politely accept the pungent potion and take a swig. Take a quick swig. Warmth rushes through your body and you fall into a deep hypnotic trance as you stare into the dancing flames. You wake to find yourself in a stable nestled amongst a herd of cows. On your way out, you Spot a few unconscious Empire guards huddled together outside the stable. No blessing cards found in the inventory. Okay.
Mages are hard to eradicate.
Following
the best
Malekith's
of
cryptic
times.
directions, many of
We
which
have our
involve
ways
Gorein
of hiding
far
from the
hammered.
light.
You arrive at the edge of a vast and lonely lake. There you uncover a cave entrance blocked by a stone door. We must seek out Era of the Veil in the underneath, the bard has explained. As you followed a frightened cow around the previous night. Ask why he's seeking the Era of Veil. Malekith drops his wine bottle and nervously enforces a loud and hearty laugh, completely ignoring your question. The bespectacled ogre manning the door to the underneath doesn't look up from his book as you approach. 10 food items per entry, he grunts. Malekith scoffs. Robbery! If you're trying to hustle us, sir, I'll have you know that I can shoot lightning from my fingertips. The doorkeep sighs. Times are hard for us, Mal. You'll see when you get in there. The ogre places his book down with a mighty push. The stone door rolls open. A narrow tunnel takes you deep below the earth, opening into a vast limestone cavern. Twinkling the edge of an underground lake lies a small shanty town. Red lanterns lining the quiet streets. Malekith leads on. Welcome to the underneath, coin slave. Since the bothersome Empire edict, we've had to hide away in places like this. This used to be quite the hub of activity, but now he surveys the silent streets grimly. I guess the Empire is increasing its forces. A few mages eye you suspiciously as you pass by. Peruse the stores, enter the Devil's Ear Tavern, find Malekith's contact Era. Let's enter the Devil's Ears Tavern. Malekith breathes in the heady scent of berry wine, smoke and feathers. Ah, the Devil's Ears. My home away from home. He pulls out his lute and leaves to serenade the pretty bartender. She tries her best to ignore him. A decrepit hag nurses a smoldering pint of glass at the end of the bar. Alone in a corner, a wooden figure lurks, unmoving. Approach the hag, approach the hooded figure. Approach the hooded figure. You do not discern any facial features under the heavy hood. The figure nods at you. He has a grave voice. Whisper quiet and hoarse. I seek an artifact of your great power. Something that will twist the minds of my enemies and force them to fight for me. I will pay handsomely. You have nothing to trade. Approach the hag. The warty crone sips her drink. It smells strongly of citrus and burning coal, while sizing you up. You wish to buy something, do you not? She grins wickedly, revealing a mouthful of jagged yellow teeth. I can send you somewhere at no cost, but I cannot assure that you'll end up where you want. That's what she's drinking. Hag cackles. This is a pint of liquid plague. I'd let you take a sip, but I'm reasonably certain it would be the last thing you ever did. She grins wickedly, revealing a mouthful of jagged... Oh, okay, let it teleport you. Huge success. This one. Damn it. I would never gotten that one. She toasts a mug as you feel yourself disappearing from the tavern.
You strike me as the type who would put themselves in harm's way for the benefit of others. Yet, perhaps you'd rather have someone else sacrifice themselves for you.
Well, that audio's clipping, which is really weird whenever the dealer talks. You see a building, flames and smoke billowing out of its upper room windows. A crowd has formed outside, passing buckets of water between one another to temper the blaze. As you push your way through the crowd, you see a woman frantically pleading to the villagers. Please, help my family. Isn't there anyone? Please help. Brave the fire yourself, let Malekith attempt the rescue. You can't just let them die. Malekith casts a ward of protection and with fear in his eyes enters the burning building.
The wheel is one of my favorite innovations. It combines many different elements of our game into one.
Ah, what? Yeah, easy.
Excellent.
All seems lost a silhouette of the figure appears at the front door. It's Malekith's and miraculously easy unscathed. You think you can make out some shapes coming from that smoke. Did Malekith manage to save them all? Oh, damn it, I did that too early.
Oh dear. Move faster next time. Now the power is yours to use. It appears you are worthy to
Turn
wield
Herthor's
the
eye
weapon
over
of
in your hands,
champions.
the rune on its face.
The raiders will hide from you no longer.
Now weighs less, or you have a newfound strength. Either way, you can wield the mighty hammer. And I feign to equip Herthor's eye. Sanctum. Remembering the outer of Talos' instruction, he set out toward the sanctum of the shaman.
You have prepared yourself for this battle. Now you must face it, but not alone,
Talos Elder has described. The shaman's sanctum is protected by a magical barrier preventing you from advancing. You raise Herthor's eye above your head and bring it down against the magical wall with all of your might. The hammer finds its mark and you are immediately engulfed into a blizzard of snow and ice. The howling winds spin you this way and that, then vanish as quickly as they appeared. Disorientated, you look around for Malicos, but he is nowhere to be found. You find your bearings and realize you are standing in the forest clearing covered in the newly fallen snow. You step back and bump into something. Turning, you see a towering northern clansman, bold and
He has brute strength, if nothing else.
He does not flinch, nor seems even the slightest bit interested in you. He stands with weapons drawn and brow lowered. You turn to follow his gaze. Wow, okay. You then see her sitting on a throne of wicker and thorns, small straw-plated charms and oddities hanging from the trees behind her. Before her kneel countless raiders, worshipping their leader in an eerily stillness. Defender of the village and the exiled one, the shaman says with a hiss. She steps down from her throne. I know why you have come. Let this end. I hope you know how to fight, hero, says the bold northerner calmly. There are more warriors here than we can kill to defeat a snake. You must cut off its head. Ready your weapon as a shaman and a clansman surround you. Sorry for my voices there, but oh well. Let's go bold and beautiful. Bold and brash. Raid leaders are the front line of northern and sole centers of tactical and religious guidance. The shaman casts spells that heal her allies, attack her quickly to interrupt her spell. I better go for that first.
Yeah, fight. Stand clear of my
Alright, I think that's going to call it, guys. I'll just finish up what is left here. Shaman's body withers as the dark spirit leaves her chest and vanishes into the air. The remaining raiders flee into the forest. The sky is clear, the sun beams down on the colossal warrior that had fought alongside you.
I am Kolbjorn. Kolbjorn,
he explains. I was born into the worth class. No, I'm not going to do that. But I am clansless now. You do not know us, but we were not always like this.
Perhaps one day the clans will return to the tradition they have lost. You have befriended Kolbjorn the Wanderer. You and I have cleared a small part of their strain for my honor this day. If you call, I will answer. He reaches out a massive hand and clasps your forearm. Let us head back and find your friend. And with that, you and Kolbjorn make your way back through the forest in search of Malagrips.
Another card returns to my deck. Do not worry. I have more challenges before you will be ready to face my foe.
Boom, boom, boom. Hey. Kolbjorn. And I get the gold one too. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you all later.
You have done well. You understand the basic rules of the game now. From here, they will change.